Rocky. What's that? And a biscuit. Yeah, and a doggy biscuit, yeah. Yeah, I love it. Hello all you hardcore boxing fans out there, how you doing? It's Big Porky. It's, I'm stopping in tonight. Stopping in, me and my dog Rocky, aren't we, Rocky? Hey, come here. You're getting crumbs everywhere. What's the matter with you? Anybody think you were from Denby? Ah, not nice. Because. Dale's going to be ringing in a minute. Dale Nicholls. We're going to have a chat about boxing. I had an interview lined up today, but it's got put back a week, I think. So I'm a bit good, but things can't be helped, can they? Sometimes can't be helped, but but what can you do? I'm good. What can you do? It's 8:30 now. I just said they were going to ring at 8:30. We'll have a chat about probably something Dale wants to get off his chest. It'll probably be something about the heavyweight division. But it'll be about heavyweight division, I think. Dale likes to have a blast every now and then. He's been on channel before. He's a nice kid, a bit younger than me. Ready when you are, Dale. He probably wants me to ring him. I got my glasses on. Which is it, Rocky? I can smell Rocky. Mickers. Does he love me? Do you love your dad? Are you going to let me talk to Dale? Come here. You've only had her. Come here. You've only had her a cookie. You don't have to show that much love, Rock. What's the matter? What's the matter? Right. As you can see by Rocky, I've shaved him. They won't let me do it back end, so we've got a half-shaven dog, don't we? He always shows me a bit of love. Hello there, how you doing? Are you alright, Dale?
How's it going, mate?
I'm alright. Let me just put this up here so it's near the microphone, because I've left Bluetooth in office. Is that alright, mate? Can you hear me?
Yeah, hey, fine, mate.
Brilliant. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate, not too bad. Just got a few things to get off my chest, really. I mean, I'm just tuning in to boxing probably for about the second time this year, as I've really got pissed off with it. And I'm watching this Sherry shot on Sky Sports and just thinking, yeah, there's a lot of things need to be said here.
Yeah. Well, it's getting a bit stupid now at the moment, isn't it, with Sky, isn't it?
Have they even put a decent show on yet this year?
No, they haven't.
We've had is this the second show? When the other one was Ted Cheeseman, the other week, was it?
I thought that show was poor actually, but I quite like Ted Cheeseman as a person. I've met him a couple of times and he seems a decent kid, like, and I don't think he's one of them that match him with, what's the word? I don't think he's one of them that they've got behind, is he really? Do you know what I mean?
No, you're all right there. He's been like, you know, whenever there's been pay-per-view cards or anything like that, he's been on like the 6 o'clock slot, in he? And he's not really been given that much exposure. Now all of a sudden they've got a lacklustre roster and they're in need of people to fill up cards, and they've just through to the top of the bill.
Yeah, I think that they're struggling to put the good shows on now on non-pay-per-view, aren't they?
Well, even the pay-per-view shit. I mean, we've been over this umpteen times.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, the UK shows are they're as bad now as it was before the Matchroom era. You know, when you was getting Malone shows and Frank Warren and everyone was having a slice of the pie before Matchroom went exclusive.
Yeah, I think that Eddie's making that promise a couple of years ago, saying from now on we're going to put world title fights on every Sky show, not just pay-per-view, non-pay-per-views on a Saturday night. That's where we're heading. And Mr. Bean and Barney Francis, they must have thought, oh God, we'll give him another 5-year deal, because they gave him that extension, didn't they, before the last deal expired. So did they have like 18 months or a year, and then they gave him a fresh one, didn't they, to go on top of that? And then they've only just started last season, haven't they, the new deal? But it's getting on for 2 years in May since we've had a world title fight, innit? On non-pay-per-view. On a male Saturday night, because they had Katie Taylor, didn't they, or Charlie Edwards or something, wasn't it? On a Wednesday night.
No, it was October 2017. It was Vanessa against Sakianov, wasn't it?
Oh, is that the last one?
October 2017, yeah.
Yeah, it's that with Charlie Edwards.
No, it was Ryan Vanessa against Sakianov.
Where was that, Ireland?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're on about in England on a Saturday night.
Ooh.
We're an English fighter. That's right. I'm not. Does that sound a bit racist? That if I say it's got to be English on a Saturday night?
No. The reason I went ooh is because like that'll really test my knowledge. That.
Yeah, because I thought it were Maydale, the last one that they put on, May 2017.
First one that springs to mind is Bellew against Flores.
Flores, yeah, that one, yeah, with David A ringside.
Yeah, I don't know if there was been one after that maybe, but I think it's the first one that springs to mind. The last English non-pay-per-view world title show on regular Sky on a Saturday night. The first one that springs to mind is that.
Yeah, I think they're struggling now, aren't they? Because anybody who's going to be remotely popular on IFL, they're just saying that the pay-per-view, aren't they? I mean, I quite like Dillian White. I didn't at first, but I think he's grown on me because he's not reluctant to swerve. Sorry, what's the word? He's willing to take a fight in Dillian, right? He's willing to test himself, isn't he? Now, they seem to be keeping him away from Joshua, don't they?
I think, you know what, right? It's an interesting point you just made there about Dillian White. You know, that he's willing to fight anyone. I think, yeah, that is definitely the case. But his opponents last year weren't any great shakes, really. Parker had just been beat, and he's not that much. He's not dangerous. He's not like phenomenal fists and he's quick. You know, he's got no attributes that are going to cause any top-level guy any sort of trouble. Chisora shot to pieces, 10 losses on his record now, and he was beating White on my card by the time of the stoppage, and the other one was Big Daddy Brown, who turned up 4 stone out of shape. So although it was 3 good wins on paper, wasn't any sort of elite level. He's still been very carefully matched. You know, he's still not gone in there with a Povetkin or Ortiz, has he?
No, not really, I suppose. Yeah, I don't. He's fought Brown, hasn't he? And he wasn't in good shape, was he? Right. He's fought Dave Allen, hasn't he? Right. He's fought Malcolm Tan.
He went the distance with Dave Allen.
Yeah. He's fought Malcolm Tan, hasn't he? But I think in last year or so, you'd have to say that Dillian White's most improved heavyweight out there easily, isn't he? From Britain at least.
Heavyweight for certain.
For certain. You could say that in world boxing, do you think?
Heavyweight? Definitely.
Definitely. Dillian, so we both agree, right? And I know other people say this because I know somebody who Johnny Nelson told this to. Dillian White is the most improved heavyweight in world boxing in the last 15-16 months. That's what we all agree on. Everybody in boxing does, right? So Dillian's most improved. So why won't Joshua just stump up and say, well, look, he's fought the guy. They keep putting guys in front of him and he's mowing them down, isn't he? So why didn't they give him that bit of extra money and have that fight at Wembley, and then say, right, we'll go to America then, instead of losing the deposit at Wembley and running off to Miller? Well, I can't work that out.
I'm hearing 150 grand.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. I heard 150 grand. It was 500 for Frotch, right? I know that for certain, right, because I've seen paperwork. It was 500 grand, right, when Frotch had the show at Sky, yeah? And it's gone up since then. So, maybe, you know, maybe they have to put a quarter down or something, but it's a lot of money, that, innit? But why didn't they just put Dillian White on and pay him that money instead of going to America? Or are the zone calling the shots? What do you think to that?
Ooh, yeah, good point. I don't really know what's gone on. In my opinion, right, they keep saying this Joshua's top of the tree, he's got all the belts, he's the cash cow for the division, which, yeah, he is, there's no doubt about it. He could sell out Wembley for a sparring session, he could have sold Wembley out, bringing Miller over. For me, there was really no excuse. Not necessarily no excuse, but there was not any sort of reason why it couldn't and shouldn't have been Wilder or Fury.
Yeah.
But as an absolute last resort, it should have been White and nobody else. And that's it. And I think the majority of boxing fans, hardcores, would have accepted the White fight.
Yeah, I would have accepted it.
I'd have accepted it.
I'd have accepted, because Dillian White's improved, hasn't he, since first fight, and plus he was doing half alright till he got his shoulder armed, wasn't it, really? Till he hit his shoulder, I thought he was doing alright.
Well, he's the first person to have chinned AJ, isn't he?
Yeah, so to speak, yeah, well before Vladimir, yeah. But I just think that Eddie Hearn is spinning that many plates now. Surely his head must be going all over the place. And if you look at his backup team, really, John Wishausen's not really there, is he? To steady the ship. He's got young Frank Smith, and he's a rookie, really, isn't he? But I'm not going to slag Frank Smith off today. I know he's got spots and that, and he has to execute them. But he's quite knowledgeable on boxing, but he's like a clone of Eddie. Everything Eddie says, he just repeats it, but in his own little different way. He's not his own person. Now, one thing you have to do when you work in boxing, you have to talk and create your own thing. You can't be copying people. I don't think it's good. He should be his own man. But because he's young, he's going to be a nodding dog, isn't he, really? He looks about 12, doesn't he? Even though he's about 20 odd. He's punching way above his weight with Eubank. She's probably only with him because they might need a plan B if it goes tits up for him. And though she'll play her card, and it's my brother and your chief executive officer. God, if Frank Smith's chief executive officer at Matchroom, right? This is what I'm wondering. What title were I then at Dennis Hobson's? I must have been managing director or something then, because I know for a fact that there's no way you can work with any promoter in the UK and sign off on anything. Like when I was with Dennis, I says, wait, then what we're doing about this matchmakers? So am I sending it or what? It was 168 quid. He says, well, why do we need to when we've got one in my name? I said, because that's what I'm supposed to be on. He says, no, you can be like consultant, or we'll call it whatever, advisor. It don't mean anything, because even if I'd have got my matchmaker's licence, which I refused anyway, Dennis signs off on anything anyway. They have the final say. Frank Smith can't just say, I tell you what, Eddie, I want Dillian White against Dave Allen too, because I think that's a good fight. And you can't say, I'm going to bring Lee Purdy back and put him in with Ted Cheeseman, because Lee Purdy's finished. So his opinion as the chief executive officer at Matchroom, it's just a glory. It's just a glorified role, isn't it, really? Because Eddie's going to have last say in everything, isn't he? He don't mean anything. These people, right, these promoters, and I'm not slagging Den off, but if Dennis is putting his name to a show, the fights on it that he wants, all them other people are there for is to be loyal. That's the main thing, and to bounce ideas off them. Now, I can go up to Dens any day a week I want, barge my way in, do what I want, because they treat me like family up there. Ask Chris Mendy, ask anybody when you're mates with them. But you can ask Glyn Rhodes, ask Ryan Rhodes, ask anybody. If Dennis is having a show, he has the last say. And Eddie Hearn, if he's putting a show on, Frank Smith, right, will not be having the last say. Do you see where I'm coming from, Dale?
Yeah.
And I think that all these shows that they're putting on, Eddie Hearn's such a control freak. He's in charge of everything. What he says goes. He's having the last say on every fight. All them other guys, they're just there to tell them the numbers, tell them what's happening. Go to the gym, check if fighters need anything, ring the other managers who have got fighters on the show. Do you need anything? Are you happy with this picture? Are you happy with that picture? Go pick gloves up, go pick sparring partners up. Look, it's a glorified title. Basically, you just a runabout. And that's all I admit it, but I loved it. Do you know what I mean? All that fancy title stuff, it didn't mean no, did it? I was just a rubbing rag. But it's a great sport to be around, and if you can get a wage out of it, good luck to him. But nobody can tell me that Frank Smith at Matchroom has got a say in anything at all. It's utter poppycock if they say different. All these matchups, they're done by, is it Neil, what's he called? I forgot his name now. It's Neil somebody. He's the matchmaker, but even if Eddie don't like it, they'll not be on them fights. The matchmaker's job is, and this is all people who are watching this, the matchmaker's job is to arrange travel, hotels, pick-up points, blood tests if it's African fighters, and bank transfers and stuff like that. Eddie Hearn has the last say, and these shows he's putting on, they're down to Eddie Hearn. They can't pass buck on to young Frank Smith. He's just there to nod at it. If Eddie says, I tell you what, we're going to dig Joe Fraser up, get him out at grave, get some junk leads on him, and we're going to put him in with Femi. Frank Smith will say, that's a great fight, that, Eddie. Because that's what his job is. His job's to agree with Eddie Hearn. Every now and then, he might have a bit of banter with Eddie Hearn, but I can assure you, when push comes to the push, he will go if he gets threatened with sack. Because that's it. Because who would he really be if he wanted Matchroom? He'd just be a spotty kid from Essex who lives right corner from Barry Hearn, wouldn't he? That's all he'd be. But he's an hard worker from what I've heard, so good luck to him, but he ain't making no decisions there. Eddie is the one, he's doing all the shows. The matchmaker ain't. That's where John Wishausen left. John Wishausen went to Poxon, didn't he? After being at Matchroom, was it 25 years? 28 years or something? All them years he was at Matchroom, Eddie Hearn comes along with his wide awake suits and his toupee and his Tom Ford sunglasses, and he's spreading himself thin. These shows, Dale, I think, at worst since Frank Warren era.
Whilst we touched on Poxon, what did you think of last week's show?
Thought it were horse muck. Horse muck. After all that hype from James DeGale saying I'm stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet, but what he really meant was I'm shot to shit, but I just need this last one for my pension fight.
That rear pull he's got it going. I'm just watching rear pull for.
Yeah.
He's just put it down.
He rear pull is winning, is he?
He's just put McCarthy in the front.
Yeah. Good.
It looks hurt as well, to be honest.
Good. Yeah, good. Well, I'm not watching it. I'll probably catch up on it in the morning, but I just wanted you what, pal?
He looks like Joe Joyce.
He does a bit, doesn't he?
Tommy McCarthy.
But
yeah, I thought the Poxon show last week was absolute dire.
Listen, mate. You know Richard Poxon, this is how I look at it, right? I'll choose my words carefully here. Richard Poxon, he pulled up at Dennis's gym and he used to go we push bike. He's into push biking, and he was just to keep fitter. Within a year, he'd pal Clinton Woods up, and he was taking kids on pads. He didn't want no money. Then all of a sudden, he announced he was sending Clinton Woods trainer. Imagine that. That's a true story, mate. And then before you know where you are, they're getting positions Dennis's.
Stoppage.
Yeah. So, but it is what it is, isn't it? It's boxing, isn't it? We have to put up with it at the moment. This show were crap, wasn't it, Dale?
Yeah, it was terrible.
So, what do you think to the show tonight?
I'm just trying to see the top of the card. It's Jordan Gill. But what I have noticed is, in the space of 7 days, we've had a big 30-minute IFL interview from Tony Bellew saying, please leave me alone. He popped up on my TV this morning on Soccer AM, and now he's doing co-commentary with Mr. Bean.
What, Tony Bellew's at Peterborough?
Yeah, he's doing co-commentary with Mr. Bean.
I thought he said he wanted leaving alone.
No, he was on Soccer AM this morning, and now he's doing co-commentary.
I tell you what, I bet they're getting ready to bring Bellew back. What do you reckon, Rocky? They're going to bring Bellew back.
They'll find an opponent. They'll dig David out, won't they? The trilogy, one final.
Bellew, hey. 5.4, hey, V8.
Can you imagine that?
Hey?
I wouldn't put it past them. You're more likely to get Bellew against White, aren't you? I think.
I think that
I should never have gone back down to cruiserweight.
I think that Tony Bellew has had a taste of that pay-per-view. He's had 4 pay-per-views, right? And I think he's ready for his 5th. I think he's probably had a few months to get his money in bank, plan what he's doing with it, and I think he's ready for the next set of houses he's going to buy a load of money. That's what I think. I think he's thought, do you know what? I'm fat as a pig. They're all coming back for one less payday. I don't want to go out on a loss and blah de blah. I am telling you now, Tony Bellew is making plans to come back. I told everybody 3 months ago, and everybody said you're just making rubbish up. He said he wanted to disappear. He said, Cougs, I just want to be left alone, and he sits there 30 minutes. He will be back. And he will be saying, I carry power! But we've missed Tony Bellew. We won't have nothing to talk about if Tony Bellew didn't come back. If Tony Bellew come back secretly, I'd be all happy. I'd be happy if Tony Bellew come back, mate. I would.
Yeah, I think I would as well, just because if he did come back, he wouldn't know when to give it up.
Listen, mate, I'm telling you now, right? Tony Bellew, Dale, Tony Bellew will fight until he's 40. He'll fight until he's 40. I'll tell you why. Because he's greedy, and also at the moment, Dillian White ain't got a dance partner. Now Eddie might have said to him, look, Dillian White's same height as you, and he's probably 2 stone heavier than you. And Tony will go, but I'm a better technical boxer, and Eddie will say, yeah, and you're more experienced, and Tony, even if you lose, you're still going to get another 2 or 3 mil, and you could always top your pension up that way, and Eddie will be saying, we'll stick it to Sky, won't we? And all it is recycled bull. Recycled bull.
I had to laugh when he was calling out Tyson Fury. An absolute piss take that. And he even had the backbone to say he punches harder.
Listen, mate.
I know I'd rather be punched in the face by.
Let me tell you this, right? Do you know Tony Bellew, right? He said he can't fight Deontay Wilder because he's too tall and gangly, but he'll fight Fury. Fury's taller, we're longer each by about 6 inch, innit? 5 inch. So why would he come out with stuff like that? I don't get that one. I don't get that one at all, mate. I don't get that one at all. I don't get that one.
Calling out Tyson, he had a couple of comeback fights, you see, went quiet.
I don't. What, you eating crisps?
Oh, I'm eating a Yorkie.
A Yorkie?
Yeah.
Fucking Yorkie bar.
Yeah, and I'm drinking a pint of Tribute.
A pint of what?
Tribute.
What's Tribute?
Ooh, to ale.
Ale? You're drinking beer? I'm not bothered about beer tonight, mate, to be honest. I'm just, it's a Saturday night, and I just wanted it to be me and my dog tonight.
If you was watching this Sky show, you'd need a beer.
Nah, I'm not even going to watch it, mate. Do you know why? Because I was just sick of boxing this last few weeks. Don't forget, I'm in that office every day, aren't I? And sometimes I just get sick of it. And today I'm a bit deflated over a few things, but I'll be bouncing on Monday. But I'll catch up with it tomorrow and do a video about it. I didn't think there were. I thought all home fighters would win. I didn't put a bet on, but people have asked me, "So what do you think, Porky?" And I says, every single home fighter on that show is a good accumulator, and I think that they'll all. And how is it going so far? Are all home fighters winning?
Yeah, well, Dillian White's there, isn't it? Because he promotes Report.
Yeah.
Whatever he's saying. They're just bringing him in now, so I'm going to try and listen if I can.
Yeah, Dillian White's there, yeah.
He's wearing a NASA hoodie.
He's wearing a what?
A NASA hoodie.
Hey, I tell you what, wouldn't it be funny tonight if Dillian White and Bellew got at it? Would that be fake beef?
Intense beef.
Intense beef, would that be, or would it be... Or would it be soggy spam? Or killed up corned beef? What would it be? Raw and uncut?
Well, that's the thing. You mentioned that about Dillian White, actually.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was lined up weren't he, to fight Brazil. That's going to fall through now. So who is he going to fight? Chisora 3?
I don't know, you know, because Parker's going to be fighting Fury now, I've heard today, and I've heard it's Defo 1. So.
Povetkin's fighting Usyk.
Who?
Povetkin's fighting.
Yeah, he's fighting Usyk. Yeah, I know about that one. Yeah.
So this only leaves one man.
Ortiz.
Luis
Ortiz is the only one left, and I don't think Dillian White is going to want to fight him as his southpaw.
They're not going to go up to 10 Pulev. He ain't giving that mandatory up, is he?
He ain't what?
Pulev won't give up that IBF mandatory, no way.
I don't know, mate, to be honest. It's
what's that on? He'll be on 30%, won't he, for a Joshua fight? Why would you give that up?
Who'll be on 30%?
Pulev?
Oh,
Ain't that IBF rule now? 30%?
35.
35? Oh.
Yeah, 35 for mandatory, innit? Yeah, 35. But they'll negotiate it, won't they?
You take the percent. I wouldn't even take a flat fee, you take the percent.
Yeah, I can't understand, right, why Joshua didn't give Dillian White a proper offer, but what I think is they want to keep Dillian White and him apart.
They've just mentioned Bellew.
Saying what?
White just mentioned Bellew, just pointed at him and did like a cash money sign.
Oh my God. Unbelievable, innit? I'm going to have to tell NJ to get this video out tonight, because I told you, didn't I, what had happened, didn't I? I told you what had happened, didn't I?
Let me see if I can get a little video of it and send it, yes.
Unbelievable, mate. Who said that, Mr. Bean?
Dillian White.
Tony Bellew, all of a sudden, who wants to be, what's the word? Wants to be left alone, turns up at Peterborough on a small hall show where Dillian White's there with his charge, like Rick reported. Is Mark Tibbs training reported, doesn't he? Is he trained by Mark Tibbs? He is, isn't he, I think? Hey, Dale's gone missing now.
No. I was I can't video whilst I'm on a call, so I'm just going to send you a picture now of what Bellew's just done. You'll love this one.
Well, I can't look at it, can I, anywhere on there? But who trains that Rhea Porty then? Mark Tibbs. Mark Tibbs, yeah. I thought he did, yeah. Good trainer, him, you know, Mark Tibbs. I think him and Shane McGuigan are best trainers in country at the moment.
I like Jamie Moore.
Jamie Moore? What? You think he's going to look for what?
A cash out fight.
There?
Yeah, I think so. He's still a big name. He's still relevant. He's still at world level. But,
if you lose in a world title fight on a matchroom card and you're or a Frank Warren card, are you world level? Because Eddie Hearn said Paul Smith's world level, because Paul Smith said he was, because he lost to Andre Ward and Arthur Abraham twice, but Paul Smith's never beat a champion, has he?
Fuck me, who was his best win? Was it
Tony Dodson and a vacant belt, wasn't it?
Oh God.
So basically, Paul Smith's never beat a champion at all levels, I don't think. But yet he's a world level fighter. I don't get that.
Neither did Bellew. He never beat a champion.
Bellew, every belt that Bellew won was a vacant belt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A vacant belt, yeah. Vacant belt every single.
He won the British twice.
He's had Bellew's had 4 pay-per-views more than the Cobra. I always go on about that because I think it bothers me, you know. Yeah, it bothers me a lot, that.
There's a few fighters now. I mean, Dillian White, topped it against Joshua, topped it against... He's had 3. There's Dillian White.
Yeah.
And he fought for a European title, yeah.
No.
Trying to think of the fighters. Eubank, he's had 1 against Groves, 1 against De Gale, 1 against Quinlan, 1 against Abraham. He's had 4.
4 what?
4 pay-per-views.
Oh, Eubank?
Yeah, Quinlan, Abraham, Groves and De Gale.
Yeah, we're in an era now, aren't we?
And Yildirim's had 5.
How many's Callum Smith had? 3.
1, 2. He's had 2. Callum Smith.
I thought he had 3.
No, that Holtzcombe one was, and
Well, that 3.
Groves, Holtzcombe and Groves. But the fight against what was his name now? Oh, the guy beating the World Boxing Super Series.
Yeah.
I can't think of the guy's name. I don't think he's fought ever since then. That was an ITV4, wasn't he?
That one that he beat who?
I can't think of the guy's name. Is it Scotland?
Scotland, yeah.
And he didn't win that convincingly, did he?
He didn't what?
I think I had about 7-5 at the time, something like that. It's quite a close fight.
Yeah.
He had a late knockdown, I think.
He's probably the best fighter out at Smith's, Callum, isn't he, really?
Without a doubt.
But he doesn't shout his mouth off. It's like, I don't think any of them do. I think the parents have to take credit for all them. I don't think the trash talkers are they. I don't think the trash.
The mouthy bastard on Twitter.
Who?
Beefy.
Beefy, is he? See, I'm not on Twitter, so I don't know that now. But I didn't think Beefy were like that. For people I've spoke to, I spoke to Chris Smedley and he said they're pretty decent, all decent kids, you know, all of them. I know that when there were amateur fights on, they all used to sit behind judges and jump up and down, do you know what I mean? And it affects the judges, doesn't it?
I've heard that they're nasty bastards and they're a bunch of bullies in school.
Never.
Them and they're all related. There's loads of them. I think they're like cousins and everything. They all just nasty.
Oh well, I didn't know that. They, from what I've heard, they seem pretty decent. But I think they can all fight. But I mean, I'm disappointed with Paul Smith because when I watched Paul Smith fight in Commonwealth Games years ago, everybody really thought that he was going to be the real deal. He was going to be the next Alan Minter. Do you know what I mean? He had a lot of hype behind him and he was a very good amateur. And I think something happened when he got beat against that Stevie Bendo, you know. I don't know what, and all of a sudden he just thought he was a super middle. People look to weight divisions when they lose. I think if Paul Smith had stayed at middleweight, I think he'd have gone all the way, you know.
Not a chance.
Don't you think? Don't you think that?
Look at the people the fighters around that division at the time, even at domestic level. Was he better than Darren Barker? No. Was he better than Martin Murray? No. Was he better than Matthew Macklin? No.
No, you reckon? No, I mean, what, a middleweight? No.
No.
I just thought his career. Well, I just thought the fights I seen him, because I actually seen him at a few fights live. When he first started out, I always thought he looked alright. Me, I rated him. I really rated him when he turned pro. You know, his first 10 fights. I thought he were going places, Paul Smith. But because he was trained by the kid who had trained Hatton, didn't he, Billy Graham?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Den rated him. He rated Paul Smith. He said that Paul Smith. He said he thought he were going to go all way. He said he remembered him. Matthew Macklin used to fight on Dennis's shows, and Den always rated him. But I think something must have happened, and Paul Smith thought he was a super middle. We all have bad nights at office, and I think that Stevie Bendel loss that Paul Smith had, and I think that affected him. I think it affected him. But who knows? It's boxing, isn't it? It's.
Macklin was all action fighter.
Yeah, Macklin.
He weren't in many bad fights.
Yeah, he weren't in a bad fight. Den said Macklin's the real deal. Trust me, he was a good amateur as well. He said he's real deal, Matthew Macklin. He rated him, and I rated Matthew Macklin. When Jamie Moore beat him, I was shocked, but I rated Jamie Moore as well. But he never got his title shot, did he, Jamie Moore?
That's one of the biggest travesties
in boxing. Jamie Moore not getting a
boxing.
Exactly. Jamie Moore not getting a world title shot. Bad that, mate. Really, really bad. But what's happening at the moment was
you got Joe Steeds on there. I think he must be a filler fight, I think, because he must have been the float, because the Ray fight finished early.
Yeah. What results have been on, Dale?
There's a few in there. The McDonald twins are there tonight. Anthony Fowler's there. Bellew's there. They must have all got a cab down together.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of empty seats as well. You know, he rips into Fish Eyes Frank, doesn't he, about empty seats, but it looks like the first 6 rows around the ring are filled with freebies, and then there's probably about another 300 in the house other than that.
They've got the Castor Towie there on first 3 rows. And Sugar Hut.
A bit of EastEnders as well.
A bit of Jake Wood there. And Doc Cotton.
Well.
Oh, hello, Michelle. Or, oh, is it Arthur Fowler? He's not coming round, he's got the amp. Here, Pat, have you got the amp? Nah, I give it to Ian Beale. Ian, have you got the amp? Nah, Billy Mitchell's got the amp.
The Beanie just pops up in the background.
Beanie, is Frotch not there?
Nah, they couldn't fit his nose in the arena.
Hey, he's had a new nose.
And his ego, I mean, sorry.
Frotch only does pay-per-view or top fights, you know that. I can't believe Bellew's there.
I know, we have different views on Carl Frotch. I know you love him, but I could just absolutely tear into him if I needed to.
Don't you like Carl Frotch? It's alright, Carl, you know. If you get to know Carl, you know. Do you know what it is with Carl, mate? Carl's very distrusting of anybody, right? We don't know. He don't take criticism very good, I don't think. And I don't know, and I think it's hard to criticise Carl for what he's achieved. I think it'd be an harsh man to dig his career out, wouldn't it, for CV he's got, wouldn't it? Come on.
100%. His CV's phenomenal.
Phenomenal, mate. Unbelievable. To say he only had 12 world title fights, unbelievable. He's fought some right guys, hasn't he? Come on.
Yeah.
I know he's a bit wooden and that, and a bit dry, and I just don't think people get him. And sometimes when I speak to him, I don't get him, or some texts I get, I think. But you have to, if you get to know him, he's a good person. Honestly, he's a really good person. But he just get dug out a lot on social media, doesn't he?
It's just the way that, obviously, within a month we've had DeGale and Groves both call time on their careers, and even they've been able to, through gritted teeth, give each other a bit of credit and say congratulations on a good career. All Carl's managed to do is just managed to somehow find a way of bigging himself up over it all. I would have smashed the pair of them, and I smashed Groves and this and that. Why not just have a little bit of dignity and just say congratulations?
Well, I'm not going to go into it. But there's been things that have gone on that's a bit close to knuckle that have gone on in the last 10 year, 11 year, or maybe 10 year, and that Carl don't forgive. He don't forget. He's got a long memory, and some stuff were really close to knuckle that's gone on between both of them. Stuff behind the scenes, and I can see where he's coming from. He's for example, you're not going to get me going out for a drink with Richard Pox and or Jamie McDonnell, because I'm mates with Den, aren't I? And I'm one of them loyal people, and I think Carl hadn't forgot, and there's some things I see and I don't forget, and boxing's like that, isn't it? You can do good working in the boxing industry, you could do something good and people will pat you on the back, but at the same time you can be hurting somebody else. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I can.
Do you know Eddie Earn, right? He can deliver.
When you know, if there's stuff like that, then just don't say nothing at all.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, I see where you're coming from. You're probably best off not commenting, but for example, Eddie Earn could deliver for a fighter and say, I've got you this fight here and it's a great fight, and everybody will pat him up back, and he's delivering for his fighters and giving them good money, but yet somebody else has been hurt in that process. So I think you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, and that's why you don't really get much problems in boxing, because it's just a vicious cesspit of a cesspit, and that's how I look at it. And you know, if we dig people out, we can praise them the day after because we like what they're doing, and then the day after we can say we don't like that, and it goes up and down and up and down and up and down, and sometimes your head can get done in with it, you know. So you just have to come to bed, you have to go over to bed and get on your bed and just sit and have some peace. That's what I do, and I've enjoyed it tonight, you know, just chilling out, sat with no telly on, no internet, and not on phone until you text me, just getting my thoughts together, not even watching the Sky Show, Dale. Is that mad for me?
It is.
How can I be hardcore? I've left me some vulnerable. I might not send this video out now, but no, I'll watch it later on YouTube or something.
Who's sat next to Eddie?
Who?
It looks like Cal Brooks'
Dad.
dad.
It's Terry.
Yeah, it looks like him. I could be mistaken.
Stepdad. It's his stepdad, isn't it, Terry Thompson?
He looks like him.
Well, he's alright, Terry. I've met him actually, he's alright. But
what's happening with Cal Brook?
What's happening with Cal Brook? Did you see my video in week?
No.
You're not hardcore, Dale, you casual. I did a video earlier on week, and I think it said, what's happening? I didn't do it title, I think NJ did it. Where's Kell Brook gone now, or something like that. Watch that video I did about Kell Brook. Where's Kell Brook going? Where is he without Amir Khan? Is his career on hold? You know what I mean?
Is he going to be waiting for this Khan Crawford fight to get out of the way?
Yeah, that's what they're waiting. When's that? When they fight? May?
April, isn't it?
April, is it? Well, yeah, April 20th, innit? This is how I look at it. Or is it April 13th? 20th at 4th. This is how I look at it, right? Amir Khan gets beat against Crawford. He will want that fight with Kell Brook. He will definitely want that fight with Kell Brook. Kell Brook's dad's there tonight. He's there to speak with Eddie, just to consolidate the relationship, because he's in limbo, isn't he, Kell? He's in limbo.
They're just gonna have him a tick-over fight, are they, do you think?
Well, I don't even think he needs a tick-over fight. Why risk it? Why risk more criticism and going through a camp? Why not just get him to do a couple of appearances? Way I see it, right, Kell Brook could have been our Terry Norris, couldn't he? He could have dominated at 147 for 5 years. He is that good. If he hadn't fought Golovkin, he'd have beat Thurman and Garcia.
Spence, you mean?
No, I think him and Errol Spence is a 50-50 fight without the Golovkin loss on his record. I think that fight would have been close. I think he beats Thurman, beats Garcia, Amir Khan.
Garcia.
Eh?
He beats Garcia.
Yeah, he beats Garcia, beats Furman. Spence is a special talent. He'll go down in Hall of Fame. Spencer's KO ratio is better than Golovkin's. Pound for pound, he probably punches hardy. He's a phenomenal puncher. Plus he's southpaw, isn't he? Errol Spence against Kell Brook, eh?
Wouldn't beat Crawford.
He won't beat Crawford.
Spence wouldn't beat Crawford.
He wouldn't beat him.
No.
Why not?
Because Crawford's the best fighter in the world.
Well, what if Amir Khan sets about him? Well, no, don't be surprised if Amir Khan has a...
That fight does not go 6 rounds.
Don't be surprised if Amir Khan, right, really pulls it out at bag against him and one last hurrah. He might not, but don't be surprised if he does. And if he don't, the Kell Brook fight then's a 50-50 as far as I'm concerned. But if he beats Crawford, if he fights Kell, it's a 70-30.
What do you think Mikey Garcia?
Spence and who?
Mikey Garcia.
Spence.
Too big.
Too big, too strong. Errol Spence.
Yeah. Again, disappointing really. The fights we want to see is Crawford against Spence.
Yeah.
Lomachenko against Garcia.
Yeah. So, but anyway, listen, I'm going to get off. So, it's been nice chatting to you. I see where you're coming from with your frustrations with heavyweight boxing. It's a mess, innit? 2 seconds, how long have we got left? Oh, we've got another 12 minutes, 13 minutes. If you want to, what do you think about Tyson Fury at the moment, Dale?
Well, I'm really disappointed, to be honest, because ducking has never been one thing you've associated with that man. But what he has done, in my opinion, is he has swerved the Wilder rematch. And they can go on as much as they want. Everybody knows who won. Everybody knows who won.
Yeah.
Well, other than the Joshua fight, this is your biggest payday. Go in there and set the record straight then, if it was that easy. Go in there and set the record straight. But I think that in that last round, he got it so hard. He's probably thinking, I don't want nothing to do with that again. I don't want no part of that.
Yeah, you're probably right, mate.
Stock is now as high as it's ever been.
Yeah.
So he's probably just going to milk it now as this lineal champion.
Yeah.
You don't see any other weight class have a guy rocking around saying, I'm the lineal champion.
Listen, I had a bit of a discussion with Stig on it this week, and even though I quite like Stig, he's lovable, isn't he? He's got this lineal thing in his head, and I don't agree with it. But opinions vary, don't they? I don't agree with it. This lineal status. I never agreed with it in past. I mean, I didn't agree with pound for pound only until Froch got in top 5 at Ring Magazine. I want a big pound for pound fan. And how many people have been pound for pound in the last 30 odd year? Barry McGuigan, Lennox Lewis, Calzaghe, Atten, Froch, Kell Brook. That's 6. Is there one more? I think the Kell Brook got to number 10, didn't he? Pound for pound Ring Mag. Is there Tyson Fury 7. Who?
Tyson never got it.
He did. Tyson Fury ended up in top 10, didn't he, for Ring Magazine. He was Ring Fighter at year, wasn't he?
He was Ring Fighter of the Year, but I don't think he ever got in the top 10, did they?
Oh, didn't he? I can't remember. Didn't he? I'm not sure then. He must. I'm sure I seen him at number 1. Oh, well, that might have been for his weight division.
Yeah.
Because he had the ring belt, didn't he? Hey. He had the ring belt, didn't he?
Thinking of British fighters who've had the ring belt, obviously you've got Callum Smith's got it now, I don't think there's been one who's had it since Tyson, has there? So Tyson and Callum Smith are the only two who've had ring belts.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Atten had one, didn't he, when he with Dennis Hobson. Ricky Atten had £140 belt.
Is that what it did cost us yet?
No, I think he got it in a fight after that, actually. I'm not sure. There's a picture I've got downstairs framed that's with Dennis. It's on my channel if you look. There's Dennis and he's got Ring Magazine belt over his shoulder, and he's got another belt, might be IBO or something. I'm not sure. I know they were Hatton's belts because Dennis had a tuxedo on, and his daughter, Dennis's daughter, Jessica Steele, she Google her, Jessica Steele YouTube, that's Dennis's daughter, she's a good singer. She was on The Voice. Jessica sang the national anthem is it Collazo, when he fought Collazo I think. Sang the national anthem. Who was the one he stopped with a body shot and then he called Mayweather out? That was Dennis's show with Hatton. Castillo, that was his last fight with him. Because they didn't need Dennis then for the Mayweather fight, did they? So he went 4-0 with Dennis, left Frank Warren, went 4-0, and McDonald were 13-0 with Dennis, wasn't he? So Dennis matches them correctly and makes some money, doesn't he? But and world champions. But Clinton Woods, millionaire, he went from day one with Dennis. What Dennis does is really good, but fighters get their heads turned, don't they? And that's just what happens. There's no what you can do about it. I'm not saying that because I'm his pal, because we argue like cat and dog over stuff that I do on social media and other stuff I do. We're at it all the time, but you know, he's my mate, innit? Even though we fall out. But I do listen to him and I learn a lot of stuff off him. And there's other stuff that I don't like that he does, but I can see why he does it. I mean, a lot of things I don't understand. I'm a bit wet behind ears, aren't I, with boxing? I don't know it all, and sometimes I'll do things, and then he'll say, "Well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that?" And I'll go, "I never thought of that." You have to learn, and you've got to be a master at it. And you look, Steffi Bull, he's become really sharp, and he's on the ball every day. You have to be on that circular at board every day with British Boxing Board, and you know what I mean. But it's just one of them things. But it's an hard sport. But I think that Dennis did well for Ricky Hatton. But Ricky Hatton, obviously, there were people in his ear, and we know what happened with them people in his ear, don't we? And you get family involved in boxing. Sometimes it don't work out, does it? You know. But I wish Ricky Hatton all the best. But I think that this show that Dennis has got coming up March 15th is going to be making a Tommy Frank, because he's really coming on at the moment. People want to tune in March the 15th. Free Sports TV, Channel 95 on Freeview, or go to Ponsford. Friday 15th of March, Tommy Ford Commonwealth title against Luke Wilton. Do you fancy it, Dale?
What's the date, sorry?
15th of March, Ponsford. An evening with Porky.
Yeah.
Fancy it?
Yeah.
Come up then and have a night. Come up and have a night, we'll go boxing, eh? It's opposite Sheffield train station. There's loads going off at Channel, like we're going to turn up at night. So it should be a good night. Should be a good night. Come and get a cheap ticket and I'll get you into VIP.
That's not what you're supposed to do, mate. You're supposed to give something back to the sport, didn't you?
Yeah, I am getting out. No, I'm not on about me. I'm on about Dennis' show. It's not an evening with Porky. I'm on about Dennis's show. If you want to come, I mean, I can't get 50 people in for free. I could take a couple of my mates, but he's not going to let me take loads, is he? But if you get a cheap ticket, anybody who's on channel, and I'll get you into VIP, won't I? And I'll just blag you in. But it'll be a good night. I'll get you into after party for free. I just want it to do well, this show, for Tommy, because I like Tommy Frank and Glyn Rhodes, and I think that super flyweight, I don't think anybody gives a shit about them, do they really? You could have a super flyweight WBC champion and you'd be lucky to get him to a headline show, wouldn't you? You know, on Sky.
Yeah, I'm just reading the tweet from Ultra Tech Sports Raw.
What's he saying?
Hold on a minute. Has Anthony Joshua versus Jerome Miller sold out in 0.5 seconds yet? I haven't seen Eubanks' brother-in-law or used car salesman tweet about it. Don't tell me tickets are still available.
Why are tickets still available for Femi?
Yep.
Where on StubHub?
Yep.
I thought Eddie said it sold out in 0.1 seconds.
Lot of shit in it.
They're not gonna. It's a load of rubbish, isn't it? It's a load of rubbish that people are buying into. But they've worn it out now in England, haven't they, with this StubHub and that? And I think now they've got to, because they know about the numbers, don't they, Matchroom? They know what numbers. If they've pulled out of Wembley, it's because they know, innit, that it's not going to sell out Joshua Miller, innit?
They know it's not going to sell out.
Yeah, it's social media. You've only got to look at the response. I don't think it's going to happen, that Miller fight, you know. I keep telling people, I told Den yesterday, I says, that's not going to happen, that. He says, it will, they put too much into promotion. I says, no, it won't. He says, look, Russell, that will happen. I says, well, it's a farce if it does. I just don't think it will. I mean, how can they get away with that? Walking about saying that's a great fight. Surely they must know they're lying to themselves. I'm just dejected about it, Dale.
It's fucking Sky Sports Boxing on Twitter. Ringside, Tony Bellew and Dillian White. They're building it up.
Yeah, I told you they were, didn't I? He ain't got a dance partner, has he, Tony Dillian White? Bellew's, he doesn't need to make weight. He don't want to go out on a loss. Dave Caldwell's there tonight. Bellew's going to say, I'm here to support my ex-teammate Jordan Gill and my ex-trainer Dave Caldwell. Dillian White's there and it's going to be intense beef. Or raw and uncut. Or curled up corned beef. Or smelly salted mackerel, crow's nest flan, beetroot soup, prison rice pudding with a jam sachet mixed in to beef it up. It's scandalous, mate, isn't it? It's scandalous.
That's the agenda they're working there. Dillian White's got to have a fight by June. The Sky are fucked because they've got no pay-per-views in the pipeline at all.
Yeah.
They managed to cram 6 in last year. Femi's only going to give them 2 at the absolute most. So where's the other 4 coming from?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. They're struggling, aren't they? Usyk and Povetkin, will that be pay-per-view with a stat card?
They can't. They can't.
They can. They can. Eddie's got more brasso at home for his brass neck than and I've got that are rubbing my gold chains at home. Trust me, they're not gonna they're not bothered. It's a money making machine they've got now. They've created a monster with this pay-per-view and they're not gonna let up. And while they've got these casuals on the hook, they're just going to keep milking and milking and milking it. And if anybody says anything, you're a hater, you're a hater, you're a hater. You don't want to see people get on, you're a hater, you're a hater. Well, no, it's not hating. It's like Claire Marsh said the other day. How many millions do people need to feed the families before they're ripping fans off? They're setting up generations and generations of families. Look, I ain't got anything against anybody earning a pound note in boxing, right? Not again. I ain't got anything bad to say about anybody. But at the end of the day, mate, there's taking the piss and taking the piss. And they are taking the piss. That show there tonight at Peterborough is shocking. I don't give a shit what anybody says. It is shocking.
Yeah.
What's Beanie saying now?
On that note, let's call it a day then, because I've had enough of this shit now. We've called it, we've put it out there. We know we're going to be looking at it in 3 months' time. White, Bellevue.
Yeah. Well, I've only got 30 seconds left anyway now, or 33 seconds, so. Alright then, Dale. Well, listen, you take care and all the best to you and your family, and I'll speak to you soon.
See you later, mate.
See you, mate. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. That was Dale Nicholls from Brum. Nice kid, fellow hardcore. So, alright. Peace out. Keep on trucking. keep supporting boxing. It's a great sport, and this show tonight, I'm not even watching it. I knew it was that shit. Alright, so boom boom, keep on trucking.